Alright, everybody, welcome to the championship finale for the Midnight Racing League Cup Series. Garrett Jenkins up here in booth to bring you the season finale for tonight. Getting started a little bit early because we do got some things we want to cover. Right now, we are awaiting to see if Simon Lindmark will indeed make tonight. As right now, we'll see if we can also catch a word with the points leader, Isaac Smallwood, before we get going right now. Brian Conover, Ward Wright, Chase Mistretta, Andrew Lozier, top five. The points leader, Smallwood, right now. In sixth, Mike Audrey, Evan Carlbaugh, Robbie Adams, Kevin Allen, right now, your top 10. So, well, we got a moment here. But the points entering tonight only separated by 37 points. That is if Simon Lindmark does make the show tonight. Waiting confirmation on that before we get started. But for right now, another driver that comes into tonight out by 57. By no means mathematically out of it, but is going to be one of the long shots exiting tonight. Will be Brent Garber. We'll see if we cannot get a quick word with him before qualifying ends. Or before practice ends, matter of fact. We see if we can get a word with Smallwood's going to pull up Brent Garber real quick. Brent Garber, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing pretty good. Well, I'm sure I don't need to remind you right now, mathematically, still eligible for the championship, but we also know coming into tonight it's probably going to take some luck, a miracle, and maybe even an act of God tonight. Where is the mindset right now for the 58 team coming into tonight? Is it more about defending third with Colt Ward, Mike Audrey, only a handful of points behind you? The way I look at it, probably about a little over 10. Really, is it about protecting third, or if there's a chance and God willing for the 58 to try to steal this championship, what will it take tonight?
Yeah, Jim Bob, you nailed it on the head. I'm going to need some Homestead God luck here and um, awesome drivers in this league. I enjoyed every race and every broadcast you put on there, man. The 58, we'll be happy wherever we get, but we're really excited for this race. Hopefully, you put on a good race for you all, and uh, best of luck to all the competitors. But yeah, I'm just going to keep my line. I'm about 16th fastest, so but like you said, we're gonna have to we're gonna need some Homestead God luck here.
Buddy, best of luck tonight. Just saying it early, congratulations on what's been a hell of a season for the 58 team. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, man. Thanks for putting it on, man, and looking forward to hopefully another season in this league. Will to be continued.
Buddy, best of luck tonight.
Yep. Have a good one, man.
You too, boss.
Thank.
Damn, I hate cutting him off. With 24 seconds remaining right now. Still wait to see if we're going to get Isaac Smallwood in the booth. Well, I doubt we'll get that. More importantly, Kenny Reel's connected. So far, no sign of Simon Lindmark. So we're going to see. Still have qualifying to join, I believe. Don't quote me on that yet. All right, well, the stage is set for qualifying for what will be the last race of the season for the MRL Cup Series before we head off into the off season and get ready to round out contender. Do all that we got to get through tonight. So wait and see who will take the track first and who will lay down the opening qualifying laps. Brent Garber loaded up, and it looks like Brent Garber is going to be the first one. Robbie Adams, Bryce Moore. John Border. So a couple of the Nazareth guys. Brent Garber as well. Going to follow him momentarily here. Lozia rolling out. So Garber on the clock, and it starts now. Garber in the wall just a little bit. Probably going to kill this lap. That does not, ironically. 33.574. The time to beat. Frank Chavez immediately matches it. Robbie Adams. That was on that bottom. More the middle than anything else. Going to see how it works out. Cross the line has to be a 439 by Chavez. Border 803. And Adams top of the board 047 for Robbie Adams. Nicholas Alozia rolling out. Frank Chavez in turn number 3. So be Chavez's second lap coming up. Right now, nobody, a couple more drivers have loaded in, get ready to make their qualifying runs. Chavez off of turn number 4, the second lap is an improvement. Has to be an 047 across the line. It was not an improvement. Jack Shack's own Landon Velicky rolling out for qualifying. Came back into Alozia real quick. 571, the first lap for Alozia. Big time bobble. Got the apron. Like Audrey add on to the racetrack as well, along with Kenny Reel. Alozia looking for an improvement. Got to beat his 571. Needs at least 2/10 and across the line. Alozia. Not improved. Back to Landon Velicky. This right here ought to be a pole lap. We're going to see first lap. It is not an 089. And he's going to get the wall the second time. He's going to call it done. Mike Audrey rolling that onto the racetrack. And of course, the man, the points leader coming into tonight. Well, crossed the line. Smallwood on the clock. Looking to beat Robbie Adams 33.047. If he gets the pole, it would be another 5 bonus points. Looking to become the first driver to win 32.0. There it is, top of the board, 8:35, the first lap. Looking to become the first driver to win the Contender Series and the Cup Series. Cross the line this time, looking to beat an 8:35. Is it an improvement? It is not. But it will stand as the fastest lap for Isaac Smallwood. Mike Audrey clocks in at an 8:45. Andrew Loach, 33.005. Third quickest for the 31. Maybe a little bit into the wall for the 31. We're going to see. Kevin Sterner, Bryce Moore, Brian Conover, who was fastest in practice, all on the racetrack. And low stat time. Big damage off the wall. It will not improve the time. The driver who came into tonight fastest in practice, Brian Conover on the clock. See what we can get here. Has to be an 8:35 set by the points leader, Isaac Smallwood, across the line. First lap, 066. Or never mind, look at the wrong one. 074 for Brian Conover the first lap. Oh, and he got the wall. He gonna grind it to a halt and bam. Landon Velicky crashes the car. He'll call it done. Colton Ward enters tonight. Right now, tied with Mike Audrey, 4 to 4 spots. So that'll be a battle to watch. Trevor Azranoff clocks in 33.036 for the Jack Shack captain. Right now, fourth quickest. Right now, Ward and Audrey, they are fighting for the 4th spot. And if Brent Garber has a bad night, then they'll be fighting for the 3rd spot. We'll check it one more time as Ward on the clock. It does not appear that Simon Lindmark will make tonight. So therefore, Brent Garber has the night of his life and is going to need a lot of things to go right. Almost the stars aligning to try and knock off Isaac Smallwood. Ward across the line. First lap, 33.501. Ward again. See, this lap is an improvement. It's going to have to be 5:01 is what he's looking to beat. Third quickest, 8:75 for Colton Ward. And is the 3rd driver to break into that 32.8 range. Well, I got a moment here. See if we can talk to Mike Audrey. Mike Audrey, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, tonight very well possibly out of the contention for the championship, but the man who we were just watching and has clocked in behind you with an 8.75, Colton Ward. Both of you going tonight for the fourth spot, and depending on if Brent Garber has a bad run tonight or not, potentially could be going for third. Is the plan just try to stay out in front of Colton Ward for tonight, or really how do you approach tonight?
I'm just gonna try to keep it up front as much as I can, try to stay out of the chaos. But I mean, a top five in the points I'll be happy with. But I really just want to beat Brent Garber. I mean, him and I are teammates, and every week I feel like he's always finishing in front of me. And just a little game I'm playing with myself. I just want to beat him. But other than that, I mean, a top five finish in the points, we'll be happy with that.
Well, Mike, best of luck tonight. We'll let you get ready here to get gritted, and hopefully we'll get talk to you at the end of this thing.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yes, sir. Right now, starting lineup rolling at the bottom of the screen. I believe just about every Jack Shot member is inside the top 10. Well, Phil, get ready to get started here. Justin Millicar, I psych a lot about the Jack Shot Millicar rolling off from 19th tonight. As that is your starting lineup. 120 laps will separate either Isaac Smallwood or Brent Garber from a championship. And what is going to be what could be a thrilling battle, because if anything happens to Smallwood, where he finishes deep in his field, it will be up to Brent Garber to control his destiny to see if he can steal this championship, the points again. With Simon Lemart not here for tonight's running, it is now 57 points. So a lot can happen. But just to put this in a hypothetical scenario, okay, so realistically, so we just received a word from race control. So we knew Brent Garber has a chance, as does Colt Ward. So you can throw Mike Audrey into the mix as well, only if Isaac has a poor run tonight. Well, so we can go ahead and add the 5 bonus points to Isaac Smallwood for getting the pole, so that makes it even steeper. But again, we're going to make this quick as the field getting ready to come down for the start. Matter of fact, we'll get this calculated here in a second. Pace car in this time. This is the championship finale for the Cup Series, and we are green from Homestead. Isaac Smallwood, another 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Right now, you can already tell Smallwood, even though he has got a comfortable gap, he is not taking any chances. Down and back straightaway for the first time tonight. Second time tonight, rather. right now. We have them calculated at the moment. So now the gap with the 10 bonus points already going to Isaac Smallwood for the pole and for leading a lap. Right now, 67 points is the gap. So if mathematically, if Brent Garber was to win tonight, by our calculations here at Raging Idiot Racing Network / PGR Esports, then Isaac Smallwood would have to finish no worse than 18th as they stand. Right now, Justin Millicar and Evan Carlbon out of the race already. So, 19 drivers remain on track. Well, and of course, you don't want to forget Colton Ward, who is also a part of this equation, along with Mike Audrey, so you can actually throw both of them in the mix, being that mathematically, they are still eligible. But you talk about an even more feat. I personally think Colton and Audrey might not have a shot at this. 79 points separate Ward and Audrey from Smallwood. Of course, Brent Garber. Right now, minus 67 at the start. We're going to try to keep you updated on the points as they run. Of course, we ain't got a nice graphic to do it for us. So all this has to be done with spreadsheets. So right now, Brent Garber 9th. Right now, Audrey and Ward. The points were awarded right now. It really wouldn't matter at this point. Because at the moment, with his bonus points as of right now, let's not forget, Smallwood does have an additional 15 bonus points for leading the most laps, and I guarantee you he'll have an additional another 5 for the fastest lap. The points were awarded right now. It would obviously still be Isaac Smallwood, Mike Audrey, and Colt Ward would move into second and third. Brent Garber would drop down to fourth. Well, right now, that's what Smallwood wants. He wants to dictate the pace of this race. He wants to control it. Wants to put Audrey and Ward all in as much dirty air as they can, burn their tires off. I mean, this is much similar to his championship in the Contender Series. This is Isaac Smallwood's championship to lose. Right now, it is now 84 points to the good. Well, and of course, that 84 points does not include the additional 10 bonus points leading the most laps in the fastest lap, which right now I think we can already go ahead and look at the best lap, and right now it actually belongs to Kenny Real. right now with the fastest lap of a 33.03. Right now, side by side for second, Kenny Reel has worked up inside the top two and gets around Mike Audrey for the second spot. Corey Wright, it's called it a night. Issue with Corey Wright, perhaps. Well, if one more driver falls out of tonight, I'll pretty much wrap it up. From what we can tell right now, further back to the field, single file action mostly. Race is going to be track position based if there is a caution right now. Looking at Bryce Moore working on Landon Velicky. Caution, speaking of devil. Bryce Conover has spun it around on the front straightaway. Not look like a lot of damage to that machine. Take a look to see what happened. Looks like he just gets loose. Goes up. Yep. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Let's re-look at this one more time. That just gets loose all on his own. Loops it around. It's about, oof. Almost gets clobbered. We are under caution for the first time tonight. Alright, I apologize, but I had to step away for a quick moment. I'm under caution for the first time tonight. Well, so far, it all at Smallwood. Who has led right from the get-go. Well, it really, because all it's going to take is just one more driver to fall out, and they'll practically lock it up for Isaac Smallwood. Well, we knew coming into tonight that basically, if Brent Garber was to win tonight, Smallwood will have to finish no worse than 18th. All right, pace car, and this time, Smallwood, Kenny Real brings us down to the Geico Parts restart zone. We're rolling. We're now in Reynolds restart zone. Side by side, here comes Trevor Astronaut, sends it on the outside. Unfortunately, does not get to run off like he wants. They're going to be 3 wide, back to 2. Astronaut drops down to the bottom. Trying to figure out where he wants to go. Oh, it doesn't allow Smallwood to open up to a 3/10 of a second lead. Right now, 101 laps to go. Brent Garber right now looking to try to take 7th away from Bryce Moore. Garber will do it. Brent Garber slowly on the move tonight. Right now, going to run up behind Andrew Lotz. Right now, Lotz and Astronaut, the battle for the 5th spot. Moore going to look to the outside. Going to try to get another big run off, make it 3 wide. Kevin Allen in the mix as well. There you see Veliki, Mastrutta. Kenny Real has ran back down Smallwood. And to the outside, Kenny Real way up to the 3rd lane. 100 laps to go already. Great run off the corner, but for Smallwood, able to defend it. Going to dive it right back down to the bottom. Kenny Real's going to look to the outside. Going to go to that 3rd lane again. Going to look to get another big run off of the corner. Able to close up, but not close up enough to where he needs to. Well, still early in this one. Here comes Real, ties it to the bottom. Real dives it to the bottom. Gonna see if Smallwood can work the magic a little bit better. Side by side across the line. Give it to Smallwood again. I think that bottom lane is just gonna be a little bit too dominant just to start with. We say that. Look at Smallwood. Jeez, damn. What a run. Now right on board with a couple drivers. Right on board with Andrew Lopes. And now Blue Monster tonight. For the driver under 31. Audrey right now getting a good look at the front runners. Trying to decide who wants to lead this. There you see Smallwood. Defends the lead again. Kenny Real able to get right back up to a 10th. Right now, Kenny Real just searching for any way to get any clean air going across that splitter. Thing can be said for for Mike Audrey here. Kenny Real again. Right on board out of Smallwood. That's clutching already. This time a massive run. Letting off early, clutching in, probably trying to save fuel, but is also able to get another run. Just like this right here. Side by side, down the back straightaway. Look what it does. Brought Colt Ward and Mike Audrey right back into the mix. Kenny Real lead that lap. Well, right now, this will be as of lap 28. So as of lap 28, right now, as soon as it cooperates here. But regardless of the fact, it will still be at Smallwood with the points lead. Alright, finally. Holy crap. Well, basically, as they run right now again, well, we say as of lap 28, but nothing has changed in the time. So, right now, my Audrey will move up in the second in the points. Still out by 84 over Smallwood, but would only have a 5-point lead over Colt Ward for second, and a 15-point gap over Brent Garber for second. So the fight for the the fight for second right now, very much on. As there you see Colt Ward battle for third and the battle for second here. Audrey able to hold him at bay. But not battle for second, battle for third on the racetrack, battle for second in the points. Right now, one driver having a bit of a struggling night as far as the championship goes. Brent Garber right now battling side by side with Trevor Azranoff. Get around Trevor. Garber update. They're running down Bryce Moore right now, 4.3 seconds off of Kenny Real. Again, as of right now, 84-point cushion for Isaac Smallwood. Battle for second, however, still very much alive. Right now, battle for seventh still. Garber trying to take it away from Moore. He'll do it. Sets his sights now on the Jack Shack entry of Landon Velicky. Right now, further back in the field, a straggler here. Sterner, Chavez, Conover, John Border. All this is around that 12th spot. Well, Brian Conover had a great practice effort, was actually fastest overall in opening practice. Started 10th right now. A spin earlier in the race. Actually puts under the only caution of the night. And relegated Brian back to the 13th spot. Right now trying to take 12th away from Kevin Sterner. Well, Smallwood back to run that top lane, trying to gain some ground up on Kenny Reel, trying to reel him back in, no pun intended. Well, he did it. Right back to the bumper again. Another big run. Has to get right up against that wall. I mean, right up against it. And look at the run he makes. Down to just under a tenth before he has to roll right back out of it again. We'll get another big one. Not close to the wall as what he was previously. There it goes, switching it back to the bottom again. All right, Kenny, I'll let you lead enough now. Wants to lead back. right now, the front two have checked out to 2.3 over Mike Audrey and Colt Ward. Well, so far, give us a little bit of a race update. So far tonight, as right now, Kenny Real leads. Only one caution so far, one official lead change. Here comes Smallwood back. They're leaning on each other. A little bit of contact. Testing the waters. Right now, fastest 5 for 5. Isaac Smallwood, 33.74. Kenny Real, Colt Ward, Andrew Lotus. Brent Garber right now, your fastest 5 for 5. Kenny Real still holds on to the fastest lap of 33.0, the only bonus point that right now, or bonus points, that Isaac Smallwood does not have right now. Smallwood's led 26 laps so far tonight. Kenny Real's led 21. So the additional bonus points are very, so right now, 10 bonus points. Right now, very much up for grabs. Of course, biggest gainers of the night, why not? Kevin Allen up 9 spots from where he started. Kenny Real up 6. Veliky 5. Bryce Moore 4. Chris Logan up 4 as well. They are your biggest movers of the night. That is the Raging Idiot Fact Check. Right now you're just gonna watch. Right now you're just gonna watch Real and Smallwood can just trade this lead a little bit. One leads for a little while, then another leads. Slap traffic coming up. Probably Nicholas Logan. Right now, top 10 in the points coming into tonight. Well, obviously, Isaac Smallwood, Simon Limmark, Brent Garber, Colt Ward, Mike Audrey, Robbie Adams. Ashley comes into tonight 6th in the points. Right now, running 17th. In jeopardy of going a lap down before too much longer. Corey Wright came into the night 7th, Brian Conover 8th, Kenny Real 9th, Andrew Lotes. Your top 10, Kevin Allen came into tonight 11th, Dylan Fink, Joe Horta, Christopher Logan, Chase Pastrutta, Nicholas Alozia. They were your top 16 in points entering tonight. As right now, the gap has opened up between Smallwood and Kenny Real to just over a half a second. Still here. Smallwood clutching in. I think he's trying to make this a one-stop, do you? Yeah, very possible. Very, very possible. Well, getting real in this time. Alright, so this will be at the end of 54 laps. There's Colt Ward and Mike Audrey right now, 4.2 back. Oh, not coming in this time neither, nor is Audrey. I wonder why Kenny Real would come in this time. Something we don't know. Kevin Allen in for 10th spot. As is Alozia. So right now, still look at Kevin Allen's pit stop time on the screen. Smallwood's gonna stay out again. Well, 4.5. Alozia comes back out 2 laps down. Kenny Real right now 1 down. Brian Conover in this time. As is Christopher Logan. Mike Audrey, Brent Garber all in. Bryce Moore in as well. Mike Audrey, the first of the ones to surrender second. Well, I wouldn't say surrender, but right now the one's going for second in the championship. Him and Brent Garber both. Garber down and away. Trevor Asronoff, black flag. And the season from hell continues with Trevor Asronoff. Will be at least a hold. It's going to be at least a 40-second hold because he's also getting tires and fuel. A lot of times you might see it on iRace as maybe a 15-second hold, but only if you don't take tires, you don't take fuel, you don't take a tear off, you don't take a fast pair, you take absolutely nothing and you'll get that 15-second hold. But more than likely, it is going to be 40 seconds for Asronoff as Colt Ward already down and away, Andrew Lopes down and away. There you see Asronoff's time keeps on ticking. All right, here comes Isaac Smallwood. Lennon Velke stays out, 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Trevor Asronoff finally down and away. Minute and a half on pit road as you see the points leader, Isaac Smallwood, making his way down pit road, the number 1 stall. Get a look at Landon Velke. Chase Mastretta moves up to second, Chavez third, Porter fourth. Again, believe the top 7 right now, top 6 as it will be. Believe they have yet to pit. now, Veliky continuing to stay out. Now Garber going to try to unlap himself. The longer Veliky goes, the more guys will unlap themselves eventually. One driver meatball flag. Trevor Asronoff. Potentially. I can see. Asronoff, I don't think. I think it's Skin Store neither. Regardless of the fact. Go back and see who it was. Oh, it was Trevor Astronaut. Go back and see what happened to Trev. If we can find it. Don't see nothing. I mean, you got to be not been the campaign that Astronaut has wanted. Well, half seasons like this where it's just a rough patch. Expect to see Trevor Astronaut back to his winning ways next season in the Cup Series. Right now, Landon Veliky. 52 laps, 50 since he last pitted. Top four is all 52 to 53 at the moment. 53 now. So these guys have yet to come in. Veliky, Mastrada, Chavez taking 2 tires. John Border took 4. Again, 53 laps to go. Huh? Jaden Mastrada, Robbie Adams are in. So what does that tell you? Telling me that you ought to see Veliky, Chavez, and Border in here pretty soon. All right. Chavez in this time. The last one should be Landon Veliky. And here he comes. Velike will surrender the lead. Oh, and he spins it coming on a pit road. Landon Velike. No black flag yet. Man. It ought to give the lead to Kenny Reel, and it will. So right now, John Border, as a matter of fact, is your leader. Get some of his first laps led. And here he comes into the pits now. So now Kenny Reel will have the lead, 3-second lead over Isaac Smallwood. Huh? Right now, everything going Kenny Reel's way. Reiterate the laps led as of right now. At Smallwood 39 to Reel's 24. So right now the 5 bonus points are still, you guessed it, in Isaac Smallwood's favor. Now drivers who have had to make repairs tonight, Astronaut, 36 seconds, Brian Conover 2 seconds. Trevor Astronaut back out onto the racetrack, 4 laps down. Still. But right now we're going to take one very quick step away. You're watching the MRL Cup Series finale. We will be right back here in a few seconds. Well, next week, the Midnight Racing League Contender Series descends upon the tricky triangle known as Pocono for 70 laps. And then, of course, July 4th, Talladega Boulevard, 275 laps to set the field for the Midnight Racing League Contender Series. Catch all the action right here on PGR Esports. And the points right now entering that series for the Contender Series Season 4, Colt Ward still with a very healthy lead over Brent Garber. Garber right now is having a career year. But right now the gap separated by 119 points in the regular season. Well, gap 2.6 seconds. Back to Isaac Smallwood, Kenny Reel. All right, now your leader. Ward, Lokes, Audrey, Brent Garber. Your top 6. Well, trying to get around Trevor Asnoth. Asnoth playing defense. I blame him. I don't think right now Smallwood needs to worry about. I think Smallwood needs to worry about winning the race. Just bring this home right now. Points updated as of lap 87. We'll get him number 2. Well, I mean, regardless, it's still going every bit of Isaac Smallwood's way. Right now, 170. So bear with us here. As right now, my Audrey right now running 5th, Brent Garber 6th. Ward right now in 3rd spot. Well, before we really update the points, take a look at a couple things. Okay, so right now 3 different leaders. So that's good there. Look at the fastest lap. Kenny Reel still holds the fastest lap over Smallwood. Alright, so with all that being said, Points were awarded right now. I mean, it's safe to say. Now, as Smallwood would walk at the champion. We're right now, for now, focused on the battle for second in the points. 30 laps to go. And right now, it'll be Colton Ward over Brent Garber for second in the points by 3 measly little points. $10 points over Mike Audrey. Right now, it is still an 84-point gap to Isaac Smallwood, and it'll probably stay that way. We can't find some best battle cams. Right now, Brian Canover, 7/10 off, and Strutter, 8/10 off. Right now, not a lot of good battles of teammates. Right now, running 5th and 6th. Talked about it. Just a few short minutes ago, Mike Audrey started 2nd. Right now, running in the 5th spot. Here and there, you got to try to stretch it on fuel. Sorry about that, folks. 1 a.m. on the East Coast. Well, right now, longest green flag run of the night. Normally, this championship race here at Homestead is normally a bit tamed. They're all chasing Kenny Reel at the moment. 26 to go. Colt Ward in his time. Oh, and Ward's wrecks it. He'll get on the pit road. Damage to that number 18 machine. Meatball flag. And the championship and the 2nd place is over for Colt Ward. Let's see what happened. Drops down. Gets those side. Oh! Trevor Asronoth in this time for Colt Ward. And Asronoth! Caution is out! And Trevor Asronoth is out. What in the world? Go back and immediately find a replay. 3 wide. Oh, Alozia. And he and Isaac Smallwood thanking his lucky stripes. Into the wall for Astronaut, into the wall for Nicholas Alozia, who gets just a little bit loose on the outside. They're about to be 3 wide. It's right there on that scene. He gets dead sideways. Just a little bit of a touch. And Trevor Asronoth's Night from Hell continues, and this time it may just be done. Kenny Real, Smallwood, Lotes, all drivers coming down. Black flag for Andrew Lotes. Mike Audrey, black flag. Good grief. Well, Kenny Real wins the race off pit road pretty easily over Isaac Smallwood. Right now, Lotes, Audrey, and Brent Garber. Well, we're going to hold off on that part. Yep, Brent Garber top 5 off the pit road. In a gutsy call, Brian Conover stays out under this caution. Colton Ward has called it a night, his night, and hopes for the championship or at least second to points are over. Well, lights are out on the pace car. We're going to see what the world's going on here between Robbie Adams and the field. Well, all right then. Going green. All right, so lat stars being waved off for the moment. All right, to re-rack it here. Kenny Real, Isaac Smallwood, Lowe's, Audrey, Garber, your top 5. Moore, Logan, Brian Conover, Landon Velicky, Frank Chavez, your top 10. All right. We're rolling. 19 laps to go and a black flag for Mike Audrey. Kenny Real able to get out to the early lead. Colton Ward out of the race, and that will mean that all this. I mean, we kind of already knew it to begin with, but this should be going Isaac Smallwood's way. 16 laps to go, about to be 15 across the line. Smallwood trying to run down Kenny Real. How about Brent Garber up to third? They heard nothing out of that 58 all night. Well, .3 of a second the gap, 13 to go. Garber trying to run him down, but losing time, back to 1.1. Points right now as they run pertaining to second. It is pretty much now safe to say Isaac Smallwood has got this locked up unless there's a bobble or a problem. Well, right now, Brent Garber up to third. Mike Audrey fourth. Colton Ward will unofficially finish out the inaugural season of the Cup Series in 18th and done for the night. Ultimately, just from what we can tell, we ain't gone really deep into depth with it as to where he'll finish. Well, I have all eyes. He'll finish around the 5th spot. Safe to say. Well, 10 laps to go. Right now, 72 points. The gap right now from first to second in the points, and that is about as close as they'll probably get. Colton Ward right now will finish 4th in the points unofficially. 140 back of Isaac Smallwood, who was all over the back of Kenny Real. Right now, as it runs, 17 points separates Garber from Mike Audrey from second and third. All right, Smallwood back to the top side again. If you're at Smallwood, how much are you willing to risk a win for a championship? 7 to go. Right on board with that Smallwood. He can really sit it into turn 3. Gotta lift just a little bit. 6 to go. Wait there to the top side, gonna try to set up another run. Another big run coming. Real is not able to get out 2/10 of a second. That's the key. Real gets that 2/10 of a second. Then basically at that point, like that right there, so now he's going to be able to defend pretty good, not to worry about Smallwood making up a run. B4 to go. Next time by for Kenny Real. Look at it. Look at Smallwood diving in there again. Another big run. 4 to go. You know Real's going to take that bottom every time. Smallwood right back in the gas. Another big run. Real defending it for his life. Three laps to go to decide it. Not that big of a run because Real did not slide up completely in front of Smallwood. Was not able to let him get that draft near as early. Smallwood this time right back down to the bottom again. Two laps to go. And arguably what has been Kenny Real's best season to date. Nicholas Alozia calling it a night. Kenny Real looking to go to victory lane one more time. He has got to hold off Isaac Smallwood. One final time. White flag. 1 to go in the season finale for the Cup Series. What does Smallwood have? About to find out. Down back straightaway for the final time. Smallwood's going to give him one last effort. He's not going to be able to get there. Kenny Real will win the race. And Isaac Smallwood will be your Season 1 Cup Series champion. Brent Garber will come home third in the race and second in the points. Mike Audrey will be third. Bryce Moore will come home fifth. Lotz Velicky, Chris Logan, Kevin Allen, Frank Chavez, your top 10. And for Isaac Smallwood, we kind of knew coming in. We kind of had that guess. With Simon Lindmark not being here, unfortunately, it was going to be a tall order for Brent Garber, Mike Audrey, Colt Ward to beat. And that's what it was. I don't think you can do it any more fitting. And I believe he'll be the first driver to win both the Contender and the Cup Series championships. Of course, a big congratulations out to Kenny Real as well. After a hell of a season, a hell of a night. But the night and the season belongs to Isaac Smallwood. We'll get a word with him momentarily when he is ready. Let's go and get Kenny Real up in here. Kenny Real, Garrett Jenkins up here at broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, after what has been a career year for Kenny Real, you'll walk out of here tonight capping off an incredible season for you in your own right with the win at Homestead. Walk us through the night. Really, how challenging was it to try to hold off that 19?
Yeah, I mean, Isaac's fast everywhere. He's not. I know every track we come to in the Cup car, he's going to be just as fast, if not faster than me. I wanted to clean air here because I know how much it really mattered. But tires didn't seem to matter tonight. Track temp was real low, and I timed that one restart, and we was just pretty much brawling that first stint. He ended up saving better tire than I did. Tore up my right front. And after the pit stop, when I see my right front was, I knew what to change entering the corner, and that change ended up helping a lot. Even with 8-lap fresher tires, he couldn't really make up time. It's just this car, if low track temp tires, there's nothing you can do. They just even out so quick. And yeah, I didn't really want. Oh, I actually needed that late race caution because I was about to have to pit in probably like 10 laps. So when that came out, it was just really about going as hard as you can because 10, 15 laps in this car with the tire, you can just push it to the edge. And I knew me and him were going to have another brawl again. And luckily, I was able to keep the clean air and keep him behind me.
Buddy, I'm going to ask you, of course, when a lot of people who have been around the PGR scene for a while, the money racing scene for a while, they normally associate the Jack Shack as, nothing more than money racers a lot of the times. Obviously, Jack Shack has grown a lot in a short period of time. You'll walk out of here tonight with, I believe, your third win of the season, third or fourth. Really, does this kind of just goes to show that, the Jack Shack probably more than likely isn't all just money racing. We know Landon Velicky from my league and Justin Millicar both getting wins over there. You obviously having a career year. Does this kind of make a statement to some of the critics for Kenny Real and the Jack Shack as far as the money racing goes?
Yeah, I mean, most of us came from ovals. I've been a big oval guy since I started. I just really like super speedway racing. All of us do, but at the end of the day, we all love ovals, and I race them, just as much as I race super speedways, and I've been getting better here recently, and I think all of us have, and we put in the time and effort to try to learn as much as we can, and it's showing. So yeah, we're evolving into more of just super speedway racing.
Well, buddy, last two questions. How will you look back on season one in the Cup Series? Do not know this series is coming back with everything surrounding the league internally. How will you look back on season one of the Cup Series?
Yeah, I mean, all around a great season. Was the points leader every week except for one in the regular season. Missing that first race of the playoffs with technical difficulties, not being able to get in because of a Windows update. It's going to sting because, who knows where I'd have ended up after, last week and then this week. So who knows what would have happened. I know Isaac would have been there still. So, I mean, I think one of the main ones in the regular season won the championship, and You know, it'd have been a good race for a championship if I was up there with him. But all in all, one of the best and most consistent guys won it. So congrats to him. He deserves it. He's fast in his car. He's fast everywhere we go. So yeah, I'll take the season and take it with a stride, and hopefully next season we'll get one.
Well, buddy, last question I got before I let you head out of here tonight. Is there anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, just shout out to all the guys over the Jack Shack, all the admins that put this on. Isaac for winning the championship. You know, his whole team, they're fun to race against every week in and week out. They're always fast, so it's fun racing against them guys too. And you for putting on a good broadcast as always.
All right, buddy. Kenny Real will end season 1 of the MRL Cup Series with a win at Homestead. He'll turn his attention next week to Pocono for the Contender Series as we wrap up the regular season shortly over there. Kenny, a hell of a job and a hell of a season. Appreciate your time, buddy. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Well, folks, I believe we're going to go ahead and knock out the championship ceremony real quick. Well, I ain't going to say real quick. This might be the longest interview I've had. But at the end of the day, we knew coming in the task that was ahead. And with that being said, we can get this in here all nice and pretty. I'm going to redo this one more time. Isaac Smallwood, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Do you got a copy, buddy?
What's going on, buddy?
Well, with my honor to tell you that you will do something I don't believe nobody else has done in the MRL Cup Series. You will be the first ever Contender Series and the Midnight Racing League Cup Series champion. A hell of a season tonight. Walk us through how the season has gone. Obviously, it's gone enough for a championship. But just walk us through the highs and the lows of this season. Then walk us through battling the 11. And then final laps, really the whole race.
Yeah, honestly, the first quarter of the season, it was kind of a rocky start. We had a bunch of tracks that weren't in our favor, and we kind of stunk up the show a little bit. But finally, we got some tracks that went our way, and we were able to get up top there in the leaderboard and the championship standings. And the playoffs, it went really well with the track setup because 3 out of the 4 races, they really suit me well. Super speedways. I wish they weren't even on the schedule. But yeah, me and the 11. I was good on fuel. I don't know about him there at that last run. If it would have just stayed green, I would have, won the race. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, raced Kenny all year. Felt like pretty clean and had a bunch of fun. And hopefully the Cup Series can come back and have some more fun.
I do want to ask you. You talked about earlier on in the season the difficulties. I will say the rivalry between you and Simon Lindmark. No, I mean honestly, it's nothing new. You battled all year in the contenders. This goes all the way back to Sofa on Thursday nights on Liberty Network. By the way, give you all a little bit of a shout out there. But really, it sucks he wasn't here tonight. But honestly, will this go down as one of the best rivalries, so to speak, championship battles, all the way down to last week at Talladega, where I believe last week it came unraveled for Simon Lynn Martin, and obviously missing tonight. How do you rank this championship battle up with all the other ones?
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, I wish he could have been here tonight. But I can't blame him. He went to Formula Drift at Stafford Speedway and watched some cars go around in circles sideways. Sounds pretty fun. But the battle between me and Loach and Kenny. It was all really close there the whole season, and it was honestly probably one of my hardest championships to get. Yeah, I had to stay locked in and finish all the races and just try to gather as many points as I could, and we accomplished that here in these playoffs.
Well, buddy, I will say after that, like I said, again, an incredible season. I will say, where will the confidence level be if this series comes back? Where will the confidence level be going in the next season? Or really, is there a chance we can see Isaac Smallwood make another run for yet another Contender Series championship? What does the future hold right now for the 19 as the reigning Cup Series champion?
Yeah, I haven't really made up my mind yet, but I've been talking to a couple of the admins, and it's definitely up in the air. I could be back for next season a contender, but I'll definitely be back here for the Cup Series. Just this car, I love the way it drives, and you know, just it works really well with all the tracks except for the super speedways. They're just awful.
Well, buddy, and again, a hell of a season. Last question I have before I let you head out of here tonight and obviously celebrate yet another accomplishment on Isaac Smallwood's resume. Is there anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Simon and Lotes. We worked together all season, and I mean, it was a lot of hard fought battles and strategies and um, just working together. And you know, they were Lotes. He was out of playoff content, or he was out of the championship contention tonight, and I sent him a message. I was like, "Hey, buddy, you racing?" And he's like, "Well, should I even race?" And I was like, "Well, I'll be by myself." And um, he came along and kind of supported and raced and just kind of rode around, had some fun. And yeah, I just can't thank Simon and Lowe's enough for being here with me. And it was definitely a team effort.
Well, buddy, a hell of a season again. Congratulations to you and your championship for tonight. Isaac Smallwood is your first ever Midnight Racing League Cup Series champion. Appreciate your time, buddy. A hell of a job on a perfect season and a championship to go with it.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, Brent Garber will come home third tonight in the points, or third tonight in the race, second overall in the championship. Brent, walk us through tonight. First off, did not look like the 58 had the speed early in the going, but managed to find it very late in the going. Walk us through tonight for the 58.
Yeah, Jim Bob, we were slow in practice, slow in qualifying, and slow in the race. But man, at the end, I'm sitting there. I was saving tires for a late caution with like 5 or 4 to go, and I was hoping to have a little fresher tires on Isaac and Kenny Real there. But we didn't get that late caution. But I felt like I was keeping pace there at the end. But yeah, watching them guys battling out, I was licking my chops. But I'm very happy with third and second in points, man. It was a heck of a season.
Well, walk us through it, through this season, as what has arguably, I believe some people can say, which I'm only saying this because I haven't known you but maybe 1 or 2 seasons. That includes this one. But honestly, what has been a standout season and a standout 2026 for Brent Garber? No wins as of yet, but you'll walk out of here finishing second in the points tonight. You'll enter next week 119 points outside of the championship lead from Colt Ward on the contender side of things, but nonetheless in second there. When you look back at this season and this year, how does Brent Garber rate this on years prior to this?
Yeah, my philosophy has always been slow and steady wins the race, and well, we had a couple of times there where we had the pit strategy and just riding around, and we actually had two two chances to win this season. Now, obviously, I really want to win one, but we just keep cutting top fives, top tens, and battling these good drivers. And at Kentucky, I got disqualified for passing the pace car to get my laps back, and it just kicked me straight out of the sim. And that was the only track I was looking forward to all season. Like seriously, I looked at the schedule. I was like, Kentucky. I'm so damn excited. It's the first time we're running here in 3 seasons, and I get kicked for passing the pace car. But yeah, it's just been phenomenal, man. The whole series, the broadcast, just everything, man. It's just been such a great season, and I'm enjoying every second.
Well, as you look back on this season, we talk about Kentucky and all that. I'll ask you this: what will be some of the high and the low points you take away from this season, and ultimately, can we see Brent Garber go up one more spot?
Yeah, I will say for the Cup Series, the playoff races, the 4 playoff races we had, were all 4 of my worst tracks, and I felt like we were just consistent, hanging on. Road courses are not my cup of tea, but
Join
watch,
the club.
yeah, yeah, but watching Arrow Lane, Simon, all them guys running the road courses, you just learn giving them space, letting them go, holding them up sometimes. You know that sometimes I'll have a 2 second gap on them and they're passing me in a bus stop or something. Like sometimes it's hard to let them guys go. They're just that fast. But man, just the environment and just watching the restreams of PGR esports, man, watching on YouTube, just learning each and every week. It's just a blast, man. Thank you guys for putting on the stream and Midnight Racing League and yeah, it's been a blast, man.
Well, buddy, a hell of a job tonight and a hell of a season in the same breath for you and the 58 team. My last question before I let you head out of here tonight, obviously celebrate, get to go home with a little bit of money in your pocket to start off the new week, and I'm sure it's a hell of a Father's Day gift for you, but last question I got before I let you head out of here. Is there anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, man. Our little group we got going on, PA Posse Racing, Pennsylvania Pride. You guys, PGR, Jim Bob, Midnight Racing League, Braden Walters for hopefully having another season of this, and the fiance for letting me race each and every night, screaming, yelling, drinking beer. You know how it is. It's fun, man. And thank you guys for watching, man. Excited to watch the whole season again while waiting for the next one.
Well, buddy, a hell of a job tonight, and again, a hell of a debut season for this league and for Brent Garber, who will come home second in the points and third tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. Appreciate your time, buddy. A hell of a job.
Yep. Thanks, Jim Bob. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. Well, last but not least, from leading the race to a spin on pit road, Landon Veliky fights back to a 7th place run. Landon, walk us through the night in the season finale for the 62 team in the Jack Shack.
Did you say I spit on pit road?
No, you spun on pit road.
Oh, spun. I thought you said spit. I did do that. Yeah, it was a race.
Fair better than your teammate. Poor Trev.
I don't know what had. Yeah, something was wrong. I don't know if he had like his wheel settings were wrong or what, because that was like he didn't have any damage. Something was wrong, but he started ripping at the end of the race. But anyway, tonight was kind of like a more a slightly less bad version of last night when it comes to like dirty air and all that, because these cars are just disgusting when it comes to that. These and the trucks. But I also like I'm not really that great at Homestead. I've never really raced here that much, and like this was my first time. I genuinely really believe the first time I've run Homestead in a next gen car in 2 years, and that was like the first time I'd ever done. Like I've run trucks here before, but this was on no practice either. So, but the real issue was I thought I was going to win the race with that fuel strategy, and then that just became an utter disaster because I got wheel damage because I got loose. When I pit, those were 73 lap old tires, by the way. And lap 50-ish, something like 55, 60, I got loose out of 2 at one point and just the car snapped back around, hit the wall, and got wheel damage. So now I'm driving around with wheel damage for 20 more laps till I have to pit. And then I try to pit, having not practiced a green flag pit stop, and just going off of complete guessing. And yeah, I did a cute little spin on entry. I did not speed, surprisingly. I thought I definitely would, but did a little 360 and kept going. I did that on purpose. I had to put some style points in there. That was a joke. It looked cool though. And when I straightened it back out, I was like, "Oh, that was kind of cool."
You know what was cooler? You didn't get a black flag because of it.
Right, I know. Like it was perfectly clean pit entry with some style points, so it was good. And I've come in, and the wheel damage wasn't really that bad. I mean, it knocked the toe out a little bit to the right, just like 30 seconds or something like that. But it wasn't horrible. So then I'm like, all right, I keep getting told by everybody else that I'm like, I knew I was leading my strategy of people who pit on 15, and I only pit for fuel on 15. But then, like, now I get told that apparently Isaac and Ardrey and maybe Brent were all good on fuel anyway. So I wouldn't have even won. Went through all that for nothing, but I had to try it. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to win naturally, so yeah. And then the last run of we get a caution, of course, which ruined everything. And then I shouldn't say ruined everything. It might have made it actually better. But then we start racing, and it just becomes single file simulator for the last 20 laps. So, yeah.
Well, buddy, I will say this: we asked Kenny Real the same question about me, but when we look back on the Jack Shack again, a lot of people around the PGR scene associate y'all more with the super speedway money racing scene. Is it? I wouldn't say refreshing, but how do you look at the success you have in Truax, which if we see you around for the Legacy Arca, be glad to have you and the other Jack Shack back. But
Oh, yeah.
how do you look at from the Truax side of things, from the Midnight Racing League side of things, all these things where it ain't so much just straight money racing? Does this kind of, you feel like, nip that rumor in the butt sort of about the Jack Shack and just the super speedway game and the oval game, or really, where do you stand on it?
I mean, I think it could a little bit, but I mean, I feel like most people who are around, like, especially with how big PGR is now, people know the names in it, and they'll just associate you with that. Like though, there's only really at this point maybe like 5 defined teams in PGR. There's like Jack Shack, Nightmare, Malik's team, MMS, Dega Pros. So you like people who might actually tune into that, they'll associate you with it. But the real fact is, all of us on the Jack Shack, we're pretty damn good at normal tracks too. Like for the most part, like if I really put time, like a lot of time into this, and wanted to be the best I could be. I have not a doubt in my mind I'd be contending for championships in just about every league I'm in, but I just don't really. Um, it, but like, and then you have someone like Kenny, Kenny runs he's actually on a setup team and all that. And I used to be, but I just kind of quit doing that as well. But Kenny is really good at what he does on normal tracks. He's got a lot of good racecraft and good knowledge. And Trev's been around so long; he's obviously someone good as well. And Chase, look, so Chase is Chase is really good. He's better than a lot of people give him credit for. At least from what I can tell, he just gets caught up in a lot of stuff. But anyway, the fact is, we're all pretty good at this sort of stuff, and it's 1,000,000% refreshing to do this versus super speedways. I don't really do that anymore, like consistently. I used to do that every night, every single night. Now it's once in a blue moon I get in one of those things. But that's the same for all of us. We've really enjoyed getting more into the league side, like your side of stuff. When your league's on, really enjoyed that one. This league, they're all in like moonshiners and some other stuff. You know. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're all that's good. You know, and I think that's really good. And it's healthy for everybody because that stuff can get really I mean, toxic, but more of like it can start wearing down on you if you really start devoting more than you should to it. So it's nice to come around here, even on a night like this where I consider it a bad night for myself, but I still had fun. I still enjoyed it because it was challenging. I like being challenged. Like I that is so much fun to me when I I have to figure something out.
You might load the Legacy
And
Arc
yeah,
card in.
huh?
Yeah, so you might load that Legacy Arc card in. I don't think nobody figured it out yet, but we'll
Yeah,
worry.
I mean that sounds great.
We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that next Friday. Last question I got, Landon, before I let you head out here tonight. There anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Yeah, you for broadcasting, all the admins, Justin, Gordon, Corey, Mark. There's some more than that too. I can't even think of them, but and Isaac for winning a championship. That's good for him. Kenny, did Kenny finish second in the championship? I don't know. He might have, but I know Brent was third.
Kenny would come home about 7th or 8th.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Well, still, Kenny won the race, so that's good. Jack Shack got the dub. Always got to celebrate that. Trev, Chase, Kenny, all running this tonight. I think that's really it. Corey was in there too, but he had an issue early, unfortunately. But you know what? Hey, what? Real quick, I got to shout out somebody else too. And I don't know if this is good or bad because me and him don't even talk to each other. Me and Andrew Lotes, we have battles on that racetrack, son. Me and him, we always find each other. It's always clean. But me and him, like last night and tonight, we are just battling each other. And it seems like me and him always seem to find each other at some point. And I've had a lot of fun racing against him. I've learned a few things from him as well. So I'm going to give him a shout out. And then Mom and Dad for tuning in. Oh, geez. Sorry, the replay's going, and it was when me and Andrew were battling. That's what made me think of it at the end. But yeah, I think it's better.
Well, buddy, a hell of a job and a hell of a season for Landon Velikin, nonetheless.
All 2 races I ran this
all
season.
All two races. There you go.
Yep.
Appreciate your time, buddy. Look forward to seeing you next Friday night for the Contender Series. And, hell, look forward to seeing you hopefully in the Clash next week.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So we're going to post this graphic one more time. Before we do all that, as soon as I get it pulled up here. Going to rerun through the final results for tonight. And it will be Kenny Real winning the race, but Isaac Smallwood taking the championship. Brent Garber, Mike Audrey, Bryce Moore. Your top 5. Floats, Veliky, Christopher Logan, Kevin Allen, Frank Chavez. Your top 10. Border, Sterner, Robbie Adams, Chase Pastrana, Brian Conover will round out your top 15. Alozia, Trevor Asronoff, Colton Ward, Corey Wright will round out the 19 drivers who started the race tonight. Evan Carl Bond, Justin Millicar did not take the green flag. But nonetheless, again, we'll post this up here one more time. Congratulations in order to Isaac Smallwood. He is your Season 1 Midnight Racing League Cup Series champion. And to everybody at the Midnight Racing League, from Justin Millicar himself down to the Jack Shack, Corey Wright, Gordon Glidewell, every admin, I believe I'm missing Colton Ward as well, every admin who puts on this league, we thank you for what was a hell of a season for the Cup Series that came down all the way to just about the bitter end. Congratulations again to Isaac Smallwood on becoming a champion, and I will see everybody next Friday in Pocono for the Midnight Racing League Contender Series as we inch closer and closer to rounding out the regular season for the Contender Series. Until then, take it easy. Have a good night. We will see everybody June 27th in Pocono. Have a good night.